last century.
My niggas hit that block and cock your blocks and slap with lightning bricks. They don't be ball, got a fucking knock to the bone. Especially been back on the ass. This ain't no proof in the streets. It's out the killer, it's your ass. And I ain't going for the 63. It's gon' let me see who's in my refugee. Really be thinking that I'm slipping, but the G is just like this I say. So you best go bring it on.
So welcome to my studio. This is my LED shape matrix, which is made up of like 1,200 LEDs, which I developed last year. As you can see, it's completely janky. Like, I mean, it works perfectly fine. So the 12.5 volt power literally connects in here, which I'll put in. So anyway, I need to like test it first because I've not actually powered it in like a year. So the power's in there, which then literally just connects to a main power line, which runs all over. And then, so yeah, this is the 12.5 power battery pack, well, power supply that I use. I'm just gonna... So it's been 2 weeks since I blew my flat up, and I've got all the components for a new project that I'm gonna build. I'm pretty much building a 4x4x4 LED cube. So I've got to make a grid out of this wire somehow, and then yeah, I'll insert a video now of what it's going to look like. So pretty much to achieve that, I had to buy myself a soldering iron, so I could actually like make it. Yeah, and then pretty much I've got a prototyping board which I'm probably going to put all the wiring into, but unfortunately the wiring doesn't even fit. So that's not great. And then I'm gonna make it like with an Arduino Nano. So hopefully I can actually like make a box. So I'm gonna hopefully get a laser cutter, well, use a laser cutter to make a box where I can kind of like fit the wire into and have the LED cube just sat there. And then I'm gonna test out audio sensors. This was a depth sensor or some kind of sensor. I can't remember. And then I'm going to try use a button to like turn it on and off, change different animations, and then yeah, so that should be good. So I genuinely thought that I'd be able to use cardboard, as a base to kind of like solder like and create a grid for the LEDs. But unfortunately it's like really flimsy and all the LEDs just like pop out. So I actually have to go to uni and make a wooden base with a drill and actually like drill the holes so that it just, stays solid, so I can actually build it. Unfortunately I didn't record this part, but I used this like Bosch drill from my tutor Matt to drill holes into the wood, and I didn't actually know that I was drilling in reverse, so it took me like half an hour to drill all the holes, and I kind of like set fire to the wood. I'll show an image of the wood here. Even though the outcome's pretty like dodgy, like look, you can see it's all, yeah, it's not best, but it actually does the job, and it works really well as a grid for the LEDs. So you can literally just slot them in and they stay in, and then I can literally just solder, and it's, it's perfect to develop with. So as you can see, I've successfully soldered together the grid. So pretty much this is going to be like, I need 4 of these, and they're going to stack on top of each other, and then pretty much I'll be able to code each layer. So each layer will be an individualist animal, and then each kind of strip, or whatever you call it, row, column, will be able to be assigned as well. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So after I soldered together the grid, pretty much to actually ensure that this is actually going to work and the LEDs will light up, I've got to use the voltmeter. So put it on here. So pretty much when you tap these together, you can hear the connection. So I mean, obviously, if I press over here, and this whole thing should be live, you can hear. Oh god. You can hear it is making a sound. This is pretty janky. So I have just glued my hands together and attempted to build a box, which is doesn't work very well. As you can see, I've glued this side, oh no, awfully, and now it's all over my fingers. So to actually mount the grids, I pretty much need to use this base that I built, which is really it's pretty bad. Yeah, I mean it does the job though, well it will do the job, and then pretty much you can slot them, well you'll be able to like slot them on top of here and then stack them up, and then it'll be in section 4. It looks like it's not going to work right now, but it will work. Well, I hope it works. Well, it needs to work, so yeah, that should be all good. I just bought a glue gun as well, so that's pretty cool. It's getting pretty messy in here, but I'm about to like glue gun all these in here, so I can like put this. Yeah, that's gonna go like that, and then these are gonna like stack on here, and I'm gonna have to solder them on here, and then it's gonna go up, and then that might be a bit too short, but yeah, this is how it's gonna look. So yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, this looks pretty ass right now, not gonna lie. Probably needs a clean, but yeah, it's good. As you can see, I've had to cut like 20 of these copper or brass pieces of metal, and then I'll put them in here, and then this is gonna be the base. So I've somehow managed to like slot these on here. It's proper dodgy, but hopefully the connections will not cross. So we've got the negative and the positive completely separate, because otherwise if they're not, everything will probably blow up and it won't be very good. So yeah, I mean honestly it's looking pretty bad right now, but yeah, should be okay. So yeah, good news, all these successfully glued down, and I've got the grid going. And if I actually supply power at the bottom and then select a row, you can see that the light goes on. So row down, row up, which is good. And then if I switch it around, you can actually hear that connections are successful, which is pretty good. So it means it's gonna work. Well, hopefully it should work. I want it to work, but still got quite a bit of stuff to do. So yeah. So I'm at final stages of assembly now. Literally, it's nearly there. Unfortunately, I've run out of solder, so I can't solder the ends here, which isn't very good. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to solder at the bottom, but yeah. So that is an absolute failure, but it's alright. This is starting to look more and more like a bomb, but we're getting there. So as you can see here, I'm actually like not soldering. I'm wrapping the wire around the brass and literally gluing it on. So yeah, I mean it'll work, it'll be fine, but like it's pretty stupid. But it'll be fine. As you can see, if you look carefully, this is what we're dealing with. This is the level of struggle. Yeah, look at that. So nothing's soldered. I mean, some of it's soldered, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. Right, I'm very worried. I've got to set it up and light it up for the first time. So hopefully it doesn't blow up. Well, yeah, I just fingers crossed it works, because if it doesn't, then I'm screwed. But yeah, hopefully it does. Okay, it's working. This is epic. This is amazing. This is so cool. Oh shit, boy. Okay, so it's actually time to code this thing. It's gonna be hard, but okay, I guess, maybe. But pretty much, it's like every single layer is assignable, and every single row is assignable. So you can kind of individually assign each LED. It's quite confusing, but you can use a lot of like for loops and different functions to do that. There is a lot of existing code online. Like these projects have been done quite a few times. So there's a lot of like open source stuff that I can just preview and have a look at. So obviously that's how I'm going to go forward. And then I'm going to hopefully try develop my own thing and then implement a few things like maybe a button and sensors that I've used previously, like these ones. Okay, so the first thing I've done is pretty much initialize the columns and the layers. Oh dear, I'm getting lots of errors. This is bad, very bad. I actually have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm getting a considerable amount of errors. Okay, so I've managed to write some basic code which literally just turns all the LEDs on. It literally just turns them on, that's it, that's all it does. And what I've been trying to do is implement a button. So I've got a button here, so this is going to be the input, which I'm trying to use a reference on Arduino's website, but it's not working right now. I mean, I've not even properly sorted the code out, but hopefully I'll be able to get this button working, so yeah. Okay, so not all hope is lost. I mean, this is the sound sensor, right? We've got some code here, right? We've got the code, and look, if I cut my hands, look, the light turns on. Look, flick my finger. Oh, look, the light turns on. So this works. Code works, you know. I've got an input. However, well, it's not connected to this thing, is it? So you know that's great, but I'm sure that my tutor Matt is probably feeling very sorry for me right now. I learned this off him, and you know, yeah. So I actually wanted to hook this up to the board. Well, the board, I say my cube. But unfortunately, every single analog pin is taken up. So it just, I just don't think it's gonna. I don't know. Yeah. I'm hitting a brick wall. I should have. I don't even know. I can't get the sensors to work, but yeah. I mean, if only I had one of my uni tutors here right now, I'd be able to get this bad boy working. But unfortunately, I'm hitting a brick wall, and I can't. I just can't. I can't even recite any of my previous code stuff. I don't know. I got this sensor to work with a single LED. And this is, you know, I did it and it works, you know, put my hand close to it and it was good. Code works, cool. Tried to build some code for this and it's just like, it's just not doing it. It's not doing it. I need help. Okay, well anyway, after that complete failure, yes, I'm going to fail. Very nice. You know, it works. It does some cool stuff. You know, it's cool. It's immersive. It's an experience. It's cool. But the inputs aren't very cool. Well, there are no inputs, so that's pretty epic. So my whole project is a disaster. But you know what? It was a fun process. I've done some really cool things with these. Yeah, nice.